Hey there, everybody. Joseph Reed with Singing News. We are at the National Quartet Convention 2024. We've got a lot of friends coming in to see us. The LeConte Center National Quartet Convention has allowed us to come here again this year. We love it. We have our own studio here for TV, radio, and we are having a blast. We are. This is a fantastic week, the ultimate fan event in Southern gospel music here. And every year I just feel like it gets better and better. How long have you guys been coming? This is the Promise, everybody. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
So how long have you guys been coming to the Quartet Convention? I've seen you for quite a while.
About 12 years.
Okay.
We started when it was in Louisville.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the very first time we ever sang, we were blessed to win the showcase that year, and we've been coming since then.
Man, 12 years.
12 years.
I enjoyed Louisville. I started coming in Nashville when it was there. 1989 was my first National Quartet Convention in Nashville. Then went to Louisville, loved Louisville. But, man, I love Pigeon Forge.
I do,
It's
too.
just great. I mean, there's just so much to do here, the food, and it's just a cool environment.
The food and the food and the food.
That's right. The food.
Important things.
Of which I've not ate much of for the past couple of years. No. But it's good to have the Promise here. They're out of Nashville, Tennessee, and they're just wonderful people. We at least have 3 of them here with us, but it's the lovely ladies that we have with us. So I want you to introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, and then go down the table and introduce everybody else.
Well, thank you so much for having us. It's
Yes.
always a pleasure to be here. I'm Deborah Carter Peel, and I'm out of Nashville currently, but originally from Dunn, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I started the group 14 years ago, and on faith, stepped out in faith. Couldn't read music at the time, couldn't hear out of my right ear at the time. God has been faithful, so we've been very blessed. To my right, celebrating 9 years, is Teresa Scudder, and she's out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And then to her far left is her daughter, Alyssa Ballard. It's taken me a while, Alyssa, to get used to Ballard, but this is her lovely daughter, Alyssa. And also in the waiting room is baby Banks. So we have our youngest member who's only a few weeks old. So that's who we are today. Jeremy Cato sings with us. He's out of Tennessee as well. And also Devin McGlamory fills in for us from time to time as well.
Very good. Both incredible. Jeremy Cato is an incredible vocalist. Of course, Devin, it goes without saying. Both of them great vocalists. So you mentioned a minute ago about you done this on faith. So go into more detail about that, like the sacrifice involved in stepping out and doing this ministry.
Well, thank you. When the Lord started calling me to do this, I resisted that calling because I didn't read music. I had lost my hearing in my right ear in a car accident, so I was pretty sure I wasn't going to sing anymore. And I also wasn't even walking with the Lord then, and I kept feeling Him calling me. I felt so unworthy. So on January the 19th of 2009, I got on my knees in my bedroom in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I made things right with the Lord. I stepped out in faith, and what I learned is He didn't need me at all. He just needed me to be faithful and obedient. And so that's what I did. When He told us not to charge to go to churches, I thought, how are we going to pay for the gas? How are we going to do these things? He said, don't charge for your CDs. And I'm telling you, out of that, an abundance of blessings came. And our entire group can testify to that. If we need $100 to get from point A to point B, we get $100. If we need thousands to get from point A to point B, we get thousands. It's just whatever we need because we're going on faith. We're going to tell people about Jesus, that our heart's desire is to see people be saved. And that's the heart of everybody in this group.
I love it. And I've known you for a few years, and it's just really true. What you see is what you get with these precious people. And I think I want to point this out. When you step out in ministry like this, to where it's all faith-based, and it's not necessarily for everybody out there. But
No,
for
it's
you,
not.
that's what God called you to do. To go to places maybe other artists cannot go.
Right.
That's right.
And is there ever a time to where you, in real life, that you kind of have to get motivated to keep doing this, or do you just wake up every day ready to go? Let's just
that's a really good question. And there were times in the early days when we would get in a caravan of cars to go with enough gas to get 14 hours away,
2 or 3 cars,
and not enough gas to get back. And, those were days when you truly, truly had to step out on faith. I do want to go back and visit. This is not for everybody. This is our calling.
Yes.
And so whatever God calls you to do is what you should do.
That's right.
But we went on that trip 14 hours away with our caravan of cars and didn't count the money. Had to get enough to get gas to get back home. And it was more money than we had ever made. And there were not 50 people in the first church we went to see. We were like, Lord, how did you turn that into such a blessing for us? But he has done it time and time again.
So what keeps you going there, Teresa? You've been here quite a while.
I have.
Y'all been working together in ministry a while?
Yeah, for 9 years. It's been wonderful. I traveled with my family group before that. And you mentioned the Nashville convention. I started back then.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the NQC. But I've learned through Deborah and my family, but to see how Deborah takes care of things in the group and how she relies on the Lord for everything. It's just amazing because we actually see how God works with transportation, and every detail of the group. God has just been faithful to us.
And I think when you go out there and you do this, and then you see not only the results of how God blesses your ministry and keeps you on the road, but you also see the lives that you're investing your ministry in changed. And it keeps you motivated as well.
Absolutely.
When you see someone out there responding to your music, being touched by the lyrics, and you never know those 50 people that walked out of there. You never know how many there. If they didn't have that hope that they got that day,
That's right.
where would they be? They had to have that hope.
We are seeing the Lord move in our services. The Holy Spirit is showing up wherever He's going before us in every situation. We were recently in a church service where this young woman got up and came to the altar. She wasn't sure of her salvation, and she had not been sure of her salvation. She said she followed 8-year-olds to the altar when she was 8 years old, didn't know if she was saved or not, and did not want to come back to the altar because her father was the pastor. And she decided that day she was going to know for sure of her salvation. So how can we not be excited whenever we see people that make things right with Jesus?
That's what we're here to do.
It's what we're here to do.
We're going to encourage the believer. We're going to draw people without a relationship to Christ. We want to draw them to Him. We've got a new mommy down there. Hi. I love what you named your sweet baby. It's different. Tell everybody, I think you mentioned here, but tell everybody the name.
His name is Banks Randall Ballard.
Banks?
Banks.
Ain't that great? Banks Randall Ballard.
Yes.
So how smitten are you with that sweet
We
baby?
are all so in love.
Yes.
All of us.
Listen, you're all ruined.
Yes.
This baby as you wrapped around. I'm a new grandpa.
Oh.
My third grandbaby is a boy, our first grandson. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I know.
awesome.
I know. I love. If I'd known how great it was to have grandkids, I wouldn't even had my own kids.
You know what's really funny, Joseph, is aside from being super cute, she certainly has a cuteness factor in the group.
Doesn't she?
And talented.
Yes.
She has a heart for the Lord.
Oh, man,
and she
yes.
has the ability to reach young people that we can't reach.
Right.
And so the Lord has given
relate.
us exactly what we've needed in the group to reach every single demographic.
And guys, they're very good. They have a great ministry. They have a great sound. I want you to know that you can pick up any of their music. It's The Promise Nashville on Facebook, correct? Or on social media. And streaming on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you stream your favorite music. Where do they find you there?
Pandora. We're on all the streaming platforms
And
and iTunes. And
They look up The Promise Nashville?
It's The Promise, Promise Trio, and then our website is promisetrio.com. We're in the middle of a redesign on that, but we're on all streaming platforms.
Very good. It's The Promise or The Promise Trio. You can find them on Spotify, on any streaming platform. Facebook, Instagram, all the places, and of course on the internet. I encourage you guys to check out their music. You're going to love them. And I'm glad you guys stopped by. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You always just, every time I see you guys, I smile. You have such great spirits. I appreciate that.
Oh,
and
thank
good
you.
luck, Mom.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck. It's The Promise Nashville. I'm Joseph Reed. This is Singing News.